Hey, it's me, Magical Shante 888, just popping back on for another video. And really, it's a continuation of a video that I started earlier. But maybe I'll redo that one later because this one is on my brain right now because I just watched a video on YouTube regarding this topic, and I thought that I could put uh, my $1.25 in because I could relate. So I watched a video. It was on a channel. The girl's name is Maria David, and she's a black lady. Well, she's African, and she does a lot of commentary on popular videos on TikTok or whatever. But this particular video was regarding dating a man in survival mode. And the man who was telling women not to do this was a Caribbean man. And he went into this big old spiel as to why you should not date a man in survival mode, mostly because he's not going to be able to provide really anything for you. So it's important for you to not be desperate looking for a partner at any time. And the reason why I can put my $1.25 into this is because I've dated one, a man in survival mode. I married one and had a situationship with one. And in all three, in all three situations, my very first situation with a situationship and with a man in survival mode, I was very young. Actually, a couple of guys that I dated when I was younger did not have their shit together, and I was the one with the car. So yeah, I was young and I had pick me ways. I sure did. Um, and so yeah, I dated those guys and I did everything. I thought that being the ride or die was going to get me some sort of prize. I don't know what the hell I thought it was going to get me. It didn't get me anything but verbally abused by one of the guys. And it was one of the guys I decided when he yelled at me, I was like, oh, hell no. And mind you, I was this frail 120-pound 19-year-old girl. This guy was 6'2", 200 and something pounds. So what the hell did he look like yelling at me? And I don't even remember like what he was yelling at me for. But what I do know is that he didn't have a job. He lived at home with his mom. Um, mind you, he had just the year before gotten shot. So I liked, I called myself liking guys who were kind of uh, bad boys or thugs or whatever. Um, yeah, he had gotten shot. So he was probably on some sort of disability or something, temporary disability. I don't know. I don't know what the hell. But initially, like when I even started talking to him, he wasn't even my type. And the people who are closest to me know exactly who the hell I'm talking about. Uh, my cousin used to call him big and tall. Um, but because he wasn't really like fat, but he just was tall and just he had a little bit of weight on him. But yeah, I dated him or whatever. It was not very long. Um, and he was in survival mode. Like, he took me out to eat maybe a couple of times, but we never really did anything. We were always just at the house, drinking, smoking, just doing bum shit. Mind you, I wasn't even 20 yet. I was 19. So I'll give myself grace for that. I was doing dumb shit like that. And I almost risked my freedom for him. I did because he wanted me to do some dumb shit, and I almost did. And thank God it did not work out. Thank God it did not work out. Like, I'm not one for story times, but that one right there is a story time for real. Like, for real. But yeah, that was one that I really remember. And then I had a situationship off and on for a couple years with one. He went back and forth to jail. And then I married one who is still very much in survival mode. And I said it, I don't give a damn, because they are doing better than they've ever done. And they still have this mindset of they don't have enough. And so if you always think that you're not going to have enough, then you ain't going to ever have enough. You'll never be enough. You'll never have enough. It's a mindset that you have to break. And I spoke a couple weeks ago about how I decided to not live my life in survival mode. And every now and again, it comes back and attacks me. And I'm not going to lie. Anytime I have conversations with certain people, I start feeling the same way that I used to feel about, not having enough, not being enough, not doing enough. And it's because I'm having conversations with low vibrational frequencies. And i.e., a man or a person in survival mode, because it's not just limited to men, it can be women too. And now why um yeah, it can be women too. I just said, like, I was living in survival mode, therefore I attracted a male. I attracted males in survival mode. And not to mention, um I just didn't know. Like, I thought that love was going to pay my bills. I thought that love was going to be the answer. I thought, oh, I'll, have kids and we'll, you know, make it work. No, no, that's not ever the answer. That's not ever the answer. Don't date a man if he does not already have his own shit. And honestly, if you're young, if you're like 25 and under, okay, that's a little bit different. It's different, and there are circumstances where, you can pick and choose when something is acceptable and when something is not acceptable. That is why you have boundaries. Only you can tell you what is acceptable. But I'm telling you, do not ever date somebody who has less than you in any way, shape, or form. Even if they have more than you have to listen to what they say. You have to listen to how they think. Like, are they the type of person that they have it, but they won't give it because of fear that they're not going to get it back? Or they're saving, saving, saving because what? Like, saving is a great thing, but like investing is the other thing. And, it's just, you have to make sure that you're with somebody who's truly in alignment with you. And a lot of the issue for a lot of the women is that we're not choosing men who are truly in alignment with us. And also, if you are with a man for a long periodically time, and then you guys grow and you are kind of outgrowing that relationship, that connection, that can be another issue, because at some point, yes, you were aligned, but all of a sudden you're not aligned. And that is definitely what happened to me in really most of my connections. But in my marriage, that's what really caused me to grow apart, is just I saw that we were not going to be able to make it work, because once we had what we needed, or we were building some type of stability, or there was some type of stability, um, it still was the same thing. And then it didn't work out. So, and dating a man or marrying a man in survival mode, literally, it takes away from your health. It definitely can take away from your wealth, because men who are in survival mode are not generous. They are cheap, cheap, cheap. And a lot of times they're cheaters because they have fragile egos. So they will habitually cheat to make them to make themselves feel like they are higher, bless you, higher or better, or like they're more valuable. They have to have multiple things to make themselves think, oh, I'm high value because I have all these women. And it's just like, it doesn't really matter if you're picking low fruit, if you're picking low hanging fruit, you know? Why pick low hanging fruit when you can have one that's worth all of that? Somebody that you don't have to question, that has your back, that cares about you, that values you, that wants to see you grow, that wants the best for you, but you don't value that because they value you, because you actually don't value yourself. That's the weird thing about it. That's always the thing about it. And then they'll project and make it seem like it's you. And yeah, to some degree, as long as you stick around, it is you. It is. But, if you have the opportunity to get the fuck out, then you're blamed for that too. So it's just like, damned if you do, damned if you don't, you know? And then when you do decide to leave, then they'll pull out their tiny violin, or no, they'll want you to pull out your tiny violin and play it for them while they tell the sad story of, because nobody ever cared about me. Nobody cares about me. No one ever cares. No one ever helps me. Listen, it's it's funny, but it's not funny because this is real shit. This is true shit. The amount of times that story was told to me, when they can't take a look around and see that they have everything that they need and then some. In fact, they have an advantage. Why? Because they have a dick. They're a man. Yeah, you might be a black man, even a Mexican man, or whatever, or a less advantaged man, but you're a man first. I have a double edged sword because I'm a black woman. Hold on, let me order this real quick. Hi, can I have a 20-ounce angel food? That's all. Thank you. Ooh, that food smells good as hell. I need to try that place. Hold on. Anyways, so I've gotten my smoothie. I am getting ready to pull up to my destination, and I'll have a few minutes. But yeah, I um have experienced dating men in survival mode, and it's not a cool uh thing to do. It's not a fun thing to do. I do not recommend. 0 stars. Very ghetto. Very, very ghetto. And you have to be careful because they will so what they do is they start off similar to a woman. Like, if you listen to Shira Seven, she has explained, like, in order to find a provider or whatever, a man who's willing to take care of you, you start off by having a problem. And sometimes this problem is an imaginary problem. And you share the problem with him to see how he's going to respond. If he responds in a way that he wants to help, then that is your provider. That is your lick, your sucker to be licked. Men will do the same thing because they start off by having some type of problem and they want you to solve it. Even if it's not a financial problem, they want to hear your advice. They want to hear what you have to say about what they're going through. Hold on. Got it? They want to hear what you have to say about what they're going through. So don't allow them to siphon your energy, even through conversations, because they will. Any kind of sneaky way that they can get your energy, they will do it. Okay. I've literally experienced all of these, and women in general, we experience these daily. Even a man making eye contact with you is a way of getting energy from you. My neighbor, any chance he gets to converse with me or say something to me, he always finds a way to do it. Like, I don't know if I shared, but some months ago, like, he actually asked me out. And I'm just like, why would I date somebody who lives in the same place that I live? Granted, I don't live in a terrible place, but it's not where I aim to be for the next year or two. Like, I'm working my way up, and it's not to say that he's not, but it's just like, I don't I don't do that. And I told him that. And he was just like, "Oh yeah." But he still finds a way to try to be cute and say stuff. The other day I was sitting on my patio and he said something about me cheating on him. I'm just like, I didn't know that we were even together. Anyways, but like, the point is just, dating men in survival mode is dangerous. It is detrimental. I cannot bring that point home enough. Like, I wish that someone would have told me this about men and how they will play on your emotions, play on your want for a man. This is why it's important to know that a man is a want and definitely not a need. You cannot make a man a need because they can sniff that shit out like a vampire. They literally can sniff it out. They know when you have some sort of desperation on you, and they will play on it. I promise they'll play on it. I know this also because I shared a story time with I shared a story time about a man that I almost let move into my house because that's what he was working towards. He saw the pain in, like, I had pain written in my eyes. Like, it was just there because I had just gone through something traumatic with my then ex, and I yip yapped too much and was telling him everything about it. And so, of course, he thought, oh, yeah, this is going to be an easy lick because clearly she doesn't have boundaries because she lets people do her any kind of way. And at that time, he wasn't wrong. I just didn't get got by his ass because I saw it. I saw it very clearly. I saw that he was abusive. I saw that he was aggressive. I saw that he was a user. I saw all that very, very, very quickly. Now, why it was so hard for me to see it uh, with that person that I married, I don't know. I have no idea. But with other people, I see it immediately, and I clock it, and I run the fuck out. But yeah, so they know who to do that to. These days, like I said, a man is lucky if I give him eye contact, if I say anything. I'm not rude. I'm not like, a completely stuck up person. I can be. I've been told that. I've been told that. I've been told that a lot by women and by men. Um, but it's always funny to me whenever men say, "Oh, I didn't think that you would have talked to me." Like, that's a red flag in itself. A man telling you, first of all, a man approaching you and then him telling you that he didn't think that you would talk to him, red flag. That means that he's not secure. That equals survival mode. In order to not be considered to be in survival mode, you have to, I'm not saying that you have to have it all together. I'm not. But it's a shift in your mindset. You literally see things differently. You don't take things personally. You're not living in freaking ego. Let me say that again. You're not living in freaking ego. And you're not always thinking that somebody is trying to attack you. Also, issues that you have within yourself, mommy issues, daddy issues, abandonment issues, you're not walking around projecting that. And I mean projectile vomiting on people. your issues and expecting people to clean them up. That is survival mode. Now, I'd like to think that I didn't necessarily have that symptom while I was in survival mode, but I may have. And I was able to projectile vomit on the person that I was with. We were vomiting on each other. It's disgusting, but really, like, when I really sit and think about it, I'm just like, what the, like, what? But being in that relationship impacted me in so many ways, for the good and for the bad. And for, I'm still paying for being in that connection as long as I was. Be nice. And for having kids by a person who was in survival mode. And so I have to do my best to make sure that I don't teach my kids those same things. Like I said, I sometimes fall short too. What, baby? Oh, be nice. Be nice. Let me see. Does this one have milk? Um, yeah, I just. Oh shit. Side note. I'm definitely a I think it's a type B mom. Look up the types of moms. I'm somewhere in between a type B mom and a type C mom. I think a type C mom is a mom that wants to be organized and tries to be organized but still ends up not being fucking organized. That is me. I will organize the fuck out of some shit only for it to be messed up, mixed up, mostly because my kids just don't be giving a fuck about the effort that I put in to make sure that things are together. I.e., cleaning my car. I clean my car at least once a week, only for it to look like Jumanji. I don't know. It's crazy. But yeah, I really, really hold on, baby, let me see. I really do my best to make sure that I am teaching my children the correct things and that they don't end up, hey, I'm talking, calm down, and that they don't end up choosing people who are in survival mode, because that also creates generational curses. Like dating someone, marrying someone, being with someone um, who is in survival mode is going to have you constantly, here, baby, you're welcome, constantly in a lack mindset, which is, it can set you back. It can set you back what feels like light years. And especially as a woman, it can set you back because you end up having the kids when the man leaves. And I'm not saying that they all do, but like, I'm hoping that if you're in a relationship and it's survival mode, either y'all both get your shit together and decide, okay, this is what we're going to do, or somebody leaves. And typically it's the men. These days it has been the women. And I have been cackling hearing these women leaving these men with these children. It is hilarious to me. I love it. If only, if only. And no, not really, because I say if only because there would have to be other things that I would feel comfortable with in order to leave my children. I don't feel comfortable. I wouldn't feel comfortable. um, but generally speaking, like, it's the women that end up with the kids, and then the women who are left to pick up the pieces and make sure that the kids have what they need. Also, making sure that uh, they themselves, the mothers, have what they need, obtaining some type of training, uh, continued education, making sure that you have a job that pays decently so that you have enough space to provide for those children. Literally my life. And it's like people look at you and think that it's easier, that you have it easier because you take care of the kids. It's wild. It's absolutely, it's insane. It's bananas. The shit is bananas. Bananas. It really is. Um, and I learned all of that because I chose to be with somebody who was in survival mode. However, I did not know what survival mode was until a few years ago. Honestly, when I started realizing like everything that I was working towards just felt like I was walking up a muddy hill that was continuously having mudslides. Can you just imagine walking up a hill that has shit falling off of it all of the time and you're trying to build something? That's how it felt. Only one person being consistent in what it is that they need to do while the other is able to be free and do whatever they want. It just, it really can be exhausting. And I don't want to just make this personally about me, even though it's a full circle moment. But truly, I have learned the harshest fucking lessons by being with a man and being with men in survival mode. I did not know about sprinkle sprinkle and choosing a man of means. I grew up thinking that love was all you needed. Now, mind you, my grandmother, my dad's mom, Joetta, shout out to Joetta. She married well, and so I always had this, like, in the back of my mind, I had this idea that I wanted to live my life similar to how she lived it. Like, she was a kept woman. By the time I came along, like, there was my dad's dad, which is my grandpa Lennox, who has passed away, but she married my grandpa Cooper. Yeah. And he's my step grandpa, of course, and they're no longer married, but that man would do anything that she wanted. When I tell you anything that she wanted, and I was a kid, but I peeped it. And there were a few times when she would be cussing him out and going off on him. I was young, but like I saw her do that and I was just like, why is she tripping like that? But I guess eventually he got tired of it. But either way, I'm not saying that I want a man that I can verbally abuse. That's not what I'm saying. But choose a man who is going to choose you every time. A man who loves you more than you love him. It's a necessity. It cannot be the other way around. It can't. It can't. I learned the fucking hard way. I don't want nobody that I gotta call my spirits or call my spiritual practitioner to do some work on. I don't want that. The only work that I want done is money. That's it. So if it don't come naturally, I don't want it. If he's not head over heels for me, I don't want it. I rebuke it. And I can tell when you're pretending. I've learned the harshest goddamn lessons. Like, I cannot stop stressing. And I want to make sure that anybody out there who's watching, like, that you learn the lessons too. There are women who are in their 60s and 70s still in those struggle ass relationships. Yes, their husband may pay the bills or whatever, but he don't talk to her right. He's mean as hell to her, or they're in a relationship and it's just, for some people that works. That doesn't work for me. I'm not saying that it's got to be all goo goo gaga and love, because the older I get, the more I realize I like, love is cool, but like, stability is my love language. Stability is my love language. Show me how you provide provision for me. That is my love language. All the other things are secondary. I love gifts. I do. I love gifts, and I'm always going to be, I love gifts. But the stability is going to show me. The provision is going to show me. You know why? Because you don't have to have all of the money. But whatever it is that I want, you'll work towards it and you'll get it for me. I'm not asking for a goddamn Birkin bag. I'm not asking for you to fund my goddamn boob lift. I'm not asking you to pay for my fillers. I'm not asking you, which I don't have none of that yet. But I'm not asking for that. Stability, which I'm not asking for something that I cannot provide. Like, that's just what it is. And a lot of these men know that you do have stability and that you can provide stability. They cannot. And they know that they can come in and pretend like they can. And that bullet that I dodged with that man who was going to try to act like the one that was going to try to move in with me, he was a great pretender because he had a business and everything, a side business and a job or whatever, but no place to live. Red flag. Mm-mm. Don't date men in survival mode. It will ruin your life. I'm not saying that mine is ruined as of yet, and it won't be. It won't be, but it really can slow you down. I had no idea how it can slow down your momentum. Chasing love and thinking that, oh, this is what's the most important thing, being a ride or die. When if something happened to you, just like that job, they would replace you. They already had your replacement in line. So, you know, don't be fooled. They're going to use and manipulate as much as they can as long as you allow them to. Okay? So don't let them. And that's why I always think it's funny when those same men who tried to be manipulative get manipulated. Like, that's what you get. That's what you get. You're not going to come over here and use me and then think that you're going to run off scot free and not be manipulated in the worst way. Shout out to the ladies out there. But yeah, I don't think I have any more things to say. I do have another video that I need to put together. I had started it this morning and I got my groceries and then it paused. I got home, got busy. So maybe I'll add to that. What time is it? Yeah, maybe I'll add to that. So if I have this on, mind your business. It's just going to be added to the second part of that video. But yeah, make sure that you like, share, comment, subscribe. I have 99 subscribers. I just need one more to make 100 and 900 more to make 1,000. So let's make it happen. If you're watching this, make sure that you like, make sure that you comment, subscribe. If you're a new subscriber, shout out to you. Thank you. And I'll check out on the next one. Peace.